Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Great Ace Attorney. Today we're going to be starting case 5. As you can see by the background, we've changed locations. We now have an office located in Sherlock Holmes' attic. Hooray. As always, we'll watch the intro again. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway.
ホームズの鋭い声が濃い霧の壁の向こうから聞こえてきた。私は霧のまとわりつく拳銃の撃鉄を起こして息を潜めて待った。永遠とも思える静寂、そしてその瞬間は突然訪れた。霧の中から見たこともない巨大な獣が私の目の前に躍り出たのだ。それは確かに犬だった。しかし明らかに尋常ではなかった。目はこうこうと燃え上がり、猛牛ほどもある体躯に獰猛な青白い炎をまとっている。血を這うような息遣いとうなり声、私はあまりの恐怖に震え上がった。見たまえワトソン、ホームズは魔獣を見据えて言い放った。こいつこそバスカビル家に代々語り継がれる伝説の魔剣なのだ。
Already been 2 months since we made it to London. The very moment we arrived, we were thrust into a mysterious trial. We defended Soseki Natsume shortly after. We won those trials by the skin of our teeth. But I haven't stood in court at all since then. I can't say I'm surprised. After all, not only am I an amateur, I'm an exchange student from a foreign land. Thus, things were pretty quiet in our office as the days passed. Till that one fateful morning. On that day, a single telegram ended our peace. Do I know what the saying "skin of your teeth" means? I don't think too hard about it. That means no, I don't know. Naruhodo Law Consultation Agency. That's a very satisfying knock sound. That morning, I was awoken by the sound of a telegram messenger banging on our door. Since then, something has clearly been bothering Susato. Susato? Oh, sorry. Shall we make our way to the Old Bailey now? Let's see. Who are we defending today? I don't think we have any trial today. Oh, that's right. We don't have a trial to attend today. I think Iris is making us breakfast this morning. Let's head downstairs to Mr. Holmes' room. Absolutely. Irish breakfast is the most important meal of the day, after all. It really is. Once we've eaten, it's off to the Old Bailey for us. Let's see, who are we defending today? Come on. So, what does it say? What was in the telegram you received this morning? What? What telegram? I have no idea what you're talking about. I saw you reading it, Susato. Oh, that's true. You did, didn't you? It's nothing that you should worry over. It wasn't anything important. It wasn't anything important. She tripped over such an easy word 3 whole times. I'm sure that I'll be able to discuss it with you before too long. Okay, I understand. I wonder if Soseki has made it to Japan yet. Yeah, they went a long time without doing any cases then. I'm not sure. He departed from London as soon as he was acquitted. I believe he may be arriving in Japan right at this moment. Just 2 weeks ago, I received a very, very long telegram in which he cursed his seasickness. At the very least, it seems his journey went mostly well. Something wrong, Naruhodo? If Soseki stayed here in London, would he still be alive? Are you talking about the Grim Reaper, Lord Barrick von Zeeks? He could have suffered a far worse fate than simple sea sickness. No defendant prosecuted by the Grim Reaper has ever survived for long. I can't help but remember that nightmarish resolution to my first trial here in London. Even after 2 months, I've heard the truth behind that fire remains hidden. But if Soseki made it to Japan safe and sound, then that must mean the Grim Reaper's influence doesn't extend out of London. Somehow, that makes him sound even more frightening. Maybe the Grim Reaper himself swings the scythe of justice with his own hands. Now that I think about it, I wonder what the Grim Reaper has been doing since then. You don't think he's found a new sacrifice? No. It seems, since our last trial, the Grim Reaper has not once returned to court. Really? In Soseki's trial 2 months ago, it appears he has disappeared from court again. Wow. The Grim Reaper had finally made his grand return to the Crown Court. I've been the defense attorney for both trials he's participated in since his return. Ugh. Why am I so unlucky? I can't help but wonder if that really is down to luck. Did you say something? Oh, no, it's nothing. Please pay me no mind. Oh, well. Right. We'll do it, because I know you guys want it. It's a thing armband. Alright, badge. It moves me to tear when I see you faithfully wear his armband in court. Really, I can't begin to describe my happiness. I have to wear it. It's the only thing that proves I'm a defense attorney. Wearing this, I feel like he's always lending me his strength. So I make sure that I'm always wearing it when the going gets rough. Weren't you wearing it when we took a walk through Magundo Park? I just forgot to take it off. There you go. Let's get out of here. Get breakfast. Breakfast will be ready soon. I just noticed the title on the left is The Unspeakable Story. Good morning, you two! Good morning, Iris. Iris? Anything wrong, Ryu? What in the world is this creaking, running sound? Oh, I didn't think you noticed so fast. I don't think he's very good at violin. Ah, yes, I did drop 600 frames, so my internet unhappy, but hopefully it'll stabilize. Yeah, Holmesy is feeling a little down in the dumps this morning. Hey there. Good morning to you. Morning, Mr. Holmes. This morning is just to die for. Right, friends? Mr. Holmes? What's the matter? You look terrible, and your violin playing wasn't much better. Ugh. My music has died along with my skill, and now my world has lost all its color. Man, I'm dropping more frames. How many frames dropped? Spectrum? It's become such a monochrome world. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing too terrible. The problem is on my side, not your side. It will, yeah, it's on my side, so it'll fix itself once I can actually send the data over. So you shouldn't need to unpause and repause, but, or repause and unpause, but I guess it doesn't hurt. I haven't the faintest idea of what he's talking about. Now, Iris, how about that breakfast? I'll have some crumbly toast and muddy coffee, please. It's that cat. Oh, hey, it's Wagahai. So I do know that, I don't know how to say it in Japanese, but Wagahai is like a very pompous way of calling yourself, like I, because I read it in the translation notes. But funny enough, it's also how Morgana from Persona 5 refers to himself. And good morning to you too, Wagahai. Hold on a second. How long has that little door been there? Time for breakfast, everyone! I'll help you, Iris. It really is the perfect morning to die. Damn. Now that I think about it. That's not what you're supposed to say after. Now that I think about it. Mr. Holmes' desk looks a little empty. As if there's something missing. You seem awfully ready to die this morning. Who hurt you? Long ago, I once played the violin. The flowers would burst to life, and the birds would tweet in unison. All this for a violin? But alas, my muse has abandoned me. Whatever do you mean? No matter how I toil, no how I tune, how I beg, her old timber continues to elude me. That unfalteringly clear, free, and high tone. Soul that makes one sob and weep. Now that I think about it, you've really been slacking off with your violin practice recently. Hey, don't worry. I'm sure it's just a bad day. Listen, Master Naruhodo. The muses are fickle beings. One day, they inspire you to genius. The next, they ruin you without remorse. Oh. Yeah. Why did this have to happen? If I've been robbed of my ability to play violin, then what else is left for me? Weren't his deductions his main gimmick? By the way, Mr. Holmes, about your desk. It looks somewhat tidier than it did before. Indeed. Wonderful work, dear Susato. Truly amazing detective prowess. Oh, please. My abilities are far inferior to your own, Mr. Holmes. I'd honestly be a bit concerned if you didn't notice that. If you're looking for the all-purpose analysis lens, It's at Hatch's shop right now. Hatch's shop? Yep. It's the pawn shop that we always go to. Huh? What? You sold that ridiculously huge machine to a pawn shop? That's right. The blasted thing fetched a pretty high price, too. Wasn't that a really important device? If you were in a tight spot, all you had to do was ask for help. My pocket money may not be much help, but I would have given you as much as I could. No, do not fret. I have no intention of getting rid of it. But you sold it to a pawn shop. This is quite the serious matter we have on our hands. It's actually a perfectly normal thing to do here in London. Really? I have to say, it doesn't sound that normal to me. It seems that neither of you know the right way to use a pawn shop. Huh? Does that mean there's a wrong way? How pawn shops are? Okay. What exactly did you mean by the right way to use a pawn shop? For those of us living in central London, a pawn shop is almost like a bank of sorts. Bank? On Mondays, traders exchange their valuables for money at the local pawnbrokers. They use that money as capital. For the rest of the week, they sell as much as they can. On Saturday, they use the money they earn to get their stuff back. Really? Wow, what an interesting business plan. Everyone does it, especially those living in the city center. And if you have extra money, you can even buy expensive clothes. Not so aware, of course. You pledge them at the pawn shop to try and make a larger profit. I see. Interesting. When we start to run out of space, we take a trip to Hatch's pawnbrokers. Pawn shops are like ironclad safes, after all. Pawn shops in Japan are nothing like this. Talk about a cultural difference. Oh, but Holmesy, sometimes you deposit things that really make no sense going there. It honestly gets to be a bit of a hassle. Hey, Holmesy, are you listening? When all is said and done, this is a monochrome world we live in, my friends. I never got to examine this. Oh, well, actually, yeah. There you go. The fireplace seems so pleasantly warm. It has an entirely different air compared to our hibachi back at home. There's a photograph of a woman on the mantelpiece. Could it be her? Why, yes, I think it is. As is often the case, I have no idea what she's on about, but she's getting really excited. Alright, badge, or sorry, armband. There you go. Excuse me, Mr. Holmes, about this. I thought you were going to show me something intriguing. So I lifted my head, ready to die. What greets me but this useless thing? I resolved myself to death, all for nothing. Staring at the floor would be more fruitful. Wow. My head is so heavy. Alright, you guys asked for the armband, that's what you get. There are 3 sides. There are 4 things. This is the widest room in the universe. Oh, it loops. Never mind. It loops? Got some math here. That's banned. Is this breakfast? This doesn't look like breakfast. It looks like tea. This also doesn't look like breakfast. This definitely doesn't look like breakfast. just want some breakfast. I see Soseki's cat is doing well. Oh yeah, because you're not allowed to bring animals. Yep, Bagahai feels totally at home now. Yeah, I'm sure the cat has forgotten all about its former owner. Both cats and the goddesses of the arts are a cold-hearted bunch. Aw. But if they weren't going to go back to Japan together, why did he get a cat in the first place? It's a real shame. Steamships have very strict regulations when it comes to bringing pets on board. Precisely. If you don't abide by the rules, you can end up in a lot of trouble. Well, Wagahai is cute, so I don't mind the trouble. Oh, I just remembered. I wanted to ask about that door over there. How long has it had that tiny door built into it? Oh, you noticed it? Good eye, Ryu. Here, take a look at this. This is my new invention. This better not be an invention that just makes a cat door or a pet door. What is it? I call it the cat flap maker. I'm done. So it's a door for a cat? Yep. You can make an entrance to a room for a kitty just in a jiffy. It boasts enough power to carve out a cat flap in an instant, no matter how tough the door. That sounds very powerful. Unfortunately, I cannot show the cat the armband because you can only show the main character of the room items. I feel like making a cat flap from scratch would have been faster than making that thing. What? If we have this, Bagahai can get in and out anywhere, you know? Really? That's amazing. Let's make a cat flap for our room later. Jeez. Keep on making weird inventions one after another. Heh. Was that Wagahai? Oh. What was that? No! Wagahai's all stuck in the violin! Ow. Wagahai, that's not a toy. What? This is slightly ridiculous. I agree. Oh no. Poor Mr. Holmes loved that violin so much. It's fine. I don't care anymore, friends. Mr. Holmes? I'm sure that this little kitty can play the violin far better than I ever could. Mr. Holmes is really upset, isn't he? I'll just put this violin back where it belongs. Mr. Holmes' violin. Let's take a quick look at it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Why would you store the violin on a chair? It can fall and damage. Oh god. This is the violin you were talking about? It's a Stradivarius, a work of art created by the most skilled hands of the most skilled craftsmen. Damn, Stradivarius? So, today, a Stradivarius would be like at least $10,000, by the way. US. They're very, very high-end violins. I see. It doesn't look so great to me. I found it sitting in the shop front of a pawn shop, the edge of town, covered in dust. Thanks to the seller's ignorance of its true value, I got away with it for only 55 shillings. Jesus! Looks like his morals are about as flimsy as his affections. I've come so far with my beloved partner, serenading the world with our music. But now, is there any merit in living in an ashen, musicless world? I declare, there is none. None whatsoever. Excuse me, Mr. Holmes? Yes? I was just in the middle of considering whether I should die or not. It's about that violin. I think it looks different now. Quite obviously different at that. Oh? What do you mean, Susato? Hey, you're right! Now that I look at it, the color of the wood is way different. On top of that, I'm sure there wasn't a hole here before. Hold on. Never mind all that. Isn't it a completely different size now? This is a viola? What? How do you not notice? It is not a cello. Mr. Holmes, I hate to be the one to break this to you, but this isn't a violin. It seems to me that this is a viola. It's a completely different instrument. Wait. Whoa, whoa. What? Hey, Mr. Holmes, are you okay? You're absolutely right. Now that I look at it, my beloved partner isn't even a Stradivarius. You damn piece of junk. Who the devil are you? I thought you two serenaded the world with your music together. I see. I get it now. What, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. Maybe I should ask her about it in more detail. Iris, what do you mean that it was a mix-up? To tell you the truth, this violin... Wait, was it a viola? Well, whatever it is, it was at Hatch's shop until last week. What? At the pawn shop? Really? Even though it's his partner? Well, you know how it is. It's like one of your Eastern proverbs. If you love your child, send them out into the world. Or something like that, right? Why, yes, we certainly do say that. So you sent it out into the world, pawn shop. And when it returned, it really had come back a changed person. I exchanged this with the all-purpose analysis lens last week. That dastardly Hatch must have mixed them up and gave me this junk instead. If he thought he could trick my ears with such a horrific sound, he is sorely mistaken. Even if your ears weren't tricked, it seemed the rest of you was. You are correct. This is why, as I've always been saying, pawnbrokers are not to be trusted, my friends. Didn't you just finish saying that a pawn shop was like a well-protected safe? Come now, Master Naruhodo. Do you plan to just sit around all day? Huh? Look at you, absent-mindedly chewing on your toast and sipping at your coffee. Have you no shame? Are you going to hatch a shop, Mr. Holmes? That's the plan, Miss Susato. Let's not tarry. Wait, really? I haven't even had my bacon or my omelet yet. What? You can't be serious. Look at you, planning to absent-mindedly savor your bacon and indulge in your omelet. Alright, whatever. Let's just go. Don't worry, I'll warm it up for you later so it's nice and toasty. Oh. Thank you, Iris. British pawnbroker, huh? It does sound pretty interesting. Alright, get out of here. Go straight to the broker. I'm sure we'll go back to the street later. I'm sure it'll be Important, but not right now. This is a British pawn shop, huh? Wow. Look, Naruto. This place is this place is positively bursting with things I've never seen before. Your eyes are sparkling like a kid in a candy shop. You like this kind of thing? Of course. When I find things I don't understand, I start to tingle with excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you haven't forgotten why we're here. Mr. Holmes? We didn't come here to play around. His eyes are all bloodshot. Guess he's really serious about this. Oh, Mr. Holmes, welcome. Look at him, just shamelessly welcoming us like that. Well, that makes sense. We are customers after all. Alright, friends. It's time we teach this evil uncle a lesson. Come now, the game is afoot. I'm certain you remember that I went through this the other day, right? Why, yes. This hunk of junk is not my partner. The color is different. There's a hole in it. Even the size is completely wrong. You really summed up our observations well, Mr. Holmes. I'm so sorry. I can't believe this. I've done a terrible thing, unbefitting of a pawnbroker. There's only one thing left for Old Hatch now. Uh-oh. I can only offer my life as an apology for my transgression. Oh no, I mean, I'm not saying you have to take it that far, Hatch. Just let me say one last thing. Oh, what is it? Mr. Holmes, you were the one who took the viola without checking first, weren't you? Huh? When I went to retrieve your violin from the storeroom, you exclaimed, "It's right here." I did? I tried to stop you, but you simply waved at me and walked off with that viola. Good job. But it is my fault for letting you walk away with it. I will fight the urge to complain and blow my brains out in one glorious shot. No, stop. I was the one at fault here. Ooh. Now we know why this game was not released in the West. It appears the game is no longer afoot, wouldn't you say? I am so incredibly sorry. I'm sure something must have been wrong with me that day. Well, there wasn't anything wrong. It just wouldn't be you, Mr. Holmes. Oh, I see. How did that make you laugh? My word, you really are quite the troublesome customer. You always bring in the most ridiculous pledges. Ridiculous pledges? Yes, really. For example, you brought in an unpublished manuscript of Sherlock Holmes novel. What? What did you say? Mr. Holmes' unpublished manuscript? Oops. I'm so sorry. Please wait. Before you die, please tell me more about that manuscript. Why? So, what exactly do you mean? Susato has the face of a madwoman right now. There is an unpublished manuscript in a shop like this? Well, you see, one day, Mr. Holmes came in holding an old iron box. Uncle, I want you to keep a hold of this for a while. I would pay 1 shilling for a box like this. There's something of extreme importance lying inside. A new chapter in the story of myself, the Sherlock Holmes. What? You're leaving something so valuable with me? Indeed. You are a very trustworthy man, Hatch. That's what happened. That means that Mr. Holmes's mysterious new work is hiding within my storeroom. Mr. Holmes, is this true? Doesn't look like he's willing to talk. I paid you the money, haven't I? You'd better look after it. Yes, of course. I will protect it with my life. I wonder what that's all about. May I ask a question? Oh, are you from the Far East? For that black clothing, I would pay maybe 6 pence. Excuse me for saying, it's pure black. There's nothing exciting about it. Huh? Oh, but for this fine lady's clothing, I would pay a whole 5 guineas. Those beautiful colors, that exotic design. This is quintessential Oriental art. You'd pay 5 whole guineas? Why do I feel so inferior? I actually wanted to ask about this shop. I heard that pawnbrokers are like banks to people who live here. Yes, there are certainly many customers who utilize us in that way. The pawnbroker appraises the pledge, then he holds it in his storeroom for 2 months. The customer then pays the initial cost with interest. Your pledge will be returned. In that case, you didn't have the money to buy it back. In that case, your pledge will be forfeited, and it will be placed on the shelves there. The items that you store will not be sold within that 2-month time frame, right? Exactly. That is why a pawnbroker was saddled with so much responsibility. If my customers' precious items were stolen, I would give up my life in penance. There's thought, Uncle. Humans shouldn't speak so casually of death. Yes. So says the one who wouldn't shut up about it this morning. Besides, didn't lend you a hand precisely so that that wouldn't happen? You did? I did indeed. I made a little device for this shop. I call it the automatic crime recording device. Right, Uncle? What's with that really deep sigh? So what exactly is this device? Well, how about you take a look? There are 2 of them attached to the ceiling. It looks like a camera with a clock strapped to it. Exactly. Inside each of these cameras are 100 strips of celluloid film. The cameras then automatically take pictures of the shop at 30-minute intervals. For example, this one here. This is what they're like. This is a photo taken by the counter, which records both the uncle and the customer. Develop a very special kind of film, you see. You can take clear pictures even in the dark. Wow, this is incredible. Both the shop counter and the inner door are clearly shown. This means that, even if robbers force their way in, photos will show them clearly. But pictures are taken in 30-minute intervals, correct? Why don't we have that for our phones? I mean, the new phones kind of have that, right? I've heard the good things about some of the new Chinese phones and the Pixel stuff. And the iPhone, I think, too. Yes, precisely. What happens if a crime occurs within that interval? Well, you see, there's nothing else to call it but bad luck. You know, these cameras have really been a worry for me recently. What are you saying? I think they're very convenient. Talking about the cost of the film. Luckily, I only have 2 of these set within the shop. But I'm using close to 100 strips of film every day, and a lot of the photos are useless. in time. The cost of the film will make my shop go under. Oh, well what's a few hundred ships if it means protecting our precious valuables? The era in which we buy security with money is only just beginning, my friends. Oh, give me a break. Okay, Mr. Holmes. Here's your violin. Ooh, much obliged, Uncle. Now, I'd appreciate if you stopped bringing strange things to my shop. If anything happens to them, I will do this. Please don't. That seems dangerous. Have you considered not doing that? No, it is perfectly safe. What? To ensure that no one else but me is hurt, I have loaded this gun with only a single bullet. That's really not what I meant. Well, Hutch, I'll be taking my leave. I look forward to doing business with you again. Yes, and I with you. Alright, shall we, Naruhodo? Let's take this opportunity to have a look around. Okay. What draws our attention? This? Oh yeah, definitely this. What's this big adorable box? It's a music box. You have them in your country too, don't you? What? I've never seen a music box this huge before. Shall we have a listen? Oh, what a beautiful sound. It's like the notes are being played by a multitude of angels. Well, I've certainly never heard sound like this before. You can usually find big music boxes like this in restaurants and pubs. Inside the cabinet, there's a disc which has a piece of music recorded on it. You can listen to any music your heart desires, all with the switch of a disc. It's so wonderful. I couldn't have dreamed of something so amazing. Well, as the phonograph has been easier to use, music boxes aren't so much in vogue. Oh, technology really moves at a breakneck pace. There's so many different things lined up on these shelves. Kitchenware, shoes, clocks. It's like there's a little bit of everything. That shelf is for selling surrendered pawn. Surrendered pawn? When you take out a loan, your pledged items go into the storeroom for safekeeping. If you fail to repay the pawnbroker before the deadline, he'll be more than glad to sell your items to even the lowest bidder. Now that you mention it, all these things have little price tags attached to them. If you can at least pay off the interest, you'll extend the deadline. It's completely fail-safe. Why not go deposit those pitch-black clothes of yours? I'll have you know that this uniform is the heart and soul of Imperial Yume University. That's the right side. What's this? I guess we can talk. Not talk. I wonder what this is used for. Can't even begin to imagine. There's a little latch right here. How about we touch it? Just a little. Whoa! Wow! Is that some kind of machine? Doesn't look like it. It'll close again. What's wrong? Nothing. Nothing at all. There's two lenses to look through. I feel like I've seen something like this elsewhere. What's this huge machine over here? It looks like it has two lenses you can look through. Ah, that's a stereoscope. Stereoscope? It's exactly what it says on the tin. Have a look. Alright, let's see here. Oh, hold on a moment. There's something I should tell you. Master Naruhodo, if you want to look at this stereoscopically, then you'll have to cross your eyes. If you have any trouble working it out, though, don't feel too bad. Okay, give this a go. Wow! Naruhodo, have a look at this, quickly! Alright. Cross my eyes, right? I'll try focusing on the tip of my nose. Oh. I don't believe it. It's just a photograph, but it feels like we're really right there. There you have it, a stereoscope. It's all the rage in London right now. They even have these stereoscope booths lined up in the park where you can view photographs. How does it work? What kind of sorcery is this? Oh, you see. Well, it's a bit of a hassle to explain it. I'll tell you some other time. Aw. Yeah, I was thinking that. That would be more fun on the 3DS. Think of the resolution. Oh, look at the resolution of that, Jesus. This is a pretty gaudy calendar for a place like this. 15th of April. That's today. Almost today in real life. Almost. Oh, I'm afraid that isn't for sale. That's an Oriental tear-off calendar, you see. At 12 o'clock every night, I tear off a page. I must say, you do seem like the type to enjoy tearing things up, my dear uncle. I can't even make sense of what he's saying anymore. Well, I have to keep track of what pledges are about to become surrendered pawn. It just wouldn't do to be lax about dates. What kind of pawn shop would this be then? I suppose I would expect nothing less of a professional. What do you mean this is only worth 2p? Are you having a Barney? This ain't worth a single penny to begin with. Never mind 2. Seems like there's an argument going on over the counter. That can't be right. Have another look. I've already told you that even without examining it. Wait, that girl. I feel like I've seen her somewhere before. Oh, she's from the trial 2 months ago. I'm told that her name is Gina Lestrade. She hides in places where people gather and pounces out and steals their wallets. She is what you would call a pickpocket. You two again? Pleased to make your acquaintance. After all this time, Gina Lestrade, why does she still have the gun? Huh? You remember who I am? It would be hard to forget who you are. We nearly suffocated in that smoke bomb. So, why are you here? Are you here to pop that black outfit because you can't live off your rubbish defense? Maybe the school uniform stands out more than I thought. Oh, hello there. If my memory serves, you were... the girl who stole our smoke launcher prototype. Oh, Holmes. What's this? I didn't expect you to have something to pledge. Let me have a look. Shall I negotiate the price with the good uncle for you? Keep your nose where it belongs, mate. I can't stand cheeky detectives like you. Bugger off, or I'll sue. Alright. This nuisance shall disappear from your presence. Can't believe he really walked away.
Good lord. In any case, I'm afraid there's no room for haggling.
What is he holding? A metallic disc? Bloody hell. You two leave me alone and all. Now. Let's pretend we're not here. Susato is being surprisingly stubborn here. Ugh. So, Gina, do you make pledges to this pawnbroker too? Yeah, of course. I am a Londoner after all. Something wrong with that? No, not really. I just thought that maybe... Oh, I know exactly what you were thinking. She probably went and nicked that off some bloke, didn't she? Or something else just as awful. Well, maybe something like that. I see you aren't denying it, Naruto. But let me ask a little more directly. Are you sure you're not pledging things that you stole from other people? Well, how should I say this? I've been known to do that. I see you aren't denying it either, Gina. But, this is different. This is mine. It belongs to me. You talking about that disc that Hatch is holding? I should talk to him one more time. Oh, I have to examine. So what is that metallic disc exactly? I see some small protrusions along the surface.
Ah, yes. This is a disc that plays music when placed inside a music box.
A music box? You've never used a music box? Did every black-clothed Japanese say daft things? I know what a music box is, but I've never seen this kind of disc before.
Musical information is embedded into these metallic discs. If you place one of these into a music box, it will play a beautiful tune.
So, just what kind of music is stored on this disc exactly?
Well, I'm afraid I haven't the faintest idea. There are an endless number of music boxes. English ones, French ones, Swiss ones. I don't know which type would allow this disc to play correctly.
I see. Interesting.
On top of that, even if this becomes unredeemed, there are no customers who would want to buy this. Honestly, this isn't even worth a single penny.
No way! I mean, he... Anyway, it's gotta be worth something. In fact, it's gotta be worth a ton.
If you want money for this, you better take it to a less experienced pawnbroker. You see, this isn't the first time this girl has come to my shop.
Oh, really?
She has brought in many a suspicious item.
What do you mean suspicious? I am a pure, upright, beautiful customer, you know. Today's pledge is this disc?
Well, the story isn't quite that simple.
What do you mean?
What this child has brought today was a pledge ticket.
Pledge ticket? She came to withdraw something she had previously pledged? Yeah. I'm at the age where I have all sorts of bits and bobs to pop after all. Gee, I wonder why that sounds suspicious.
The time limit for its redemption was going to run out tonight. She brought the ticket and the money for the initial cost and the interest, so... I have no reason not to give it to her, regardless of what I may think.
You said she had withdrawn something, but Gina isn't carrying anything.
Oh, that's because she's currently wearing it.
pledge that she withdrew was that coat. Oh, huh. What? Looks the dog's dinner, don't it? It fits perfectly, because it's mine. And what's with the disc? Oh, this is her new pledge. Another pledge? Why? Well, basically, this child brought both money and a pledge ticket here today. It was to withdraw that nice-looking black coat, right? Yes, yes. And then, when she put the coat on, she carefully dug through the coat pockets. The pockets? What? I am a lady, you know. Stop staring at me like a creep. Oh, does that mean she found it in her pocket? Indeed. You found this. And so she tried to pledge it right away? And at a high price? This is becoming even more suspicious. How rude. I'm just trying to pop it like anyone else would. By the way, who pledged that coat in the first place? Well, I did, obviously. But that coat seems a little too big for you. It's me dad's. It's me old man's coat. Is that so? I doubt I have to explain it to anyone else here. She's clearly lying. Excuse me. Who is this? He seems like a very stereotypical English gentleman. How are you all on this fine day? What do you want? I have business with the owner. I'm asking you to leave this place immediately. If you want to scream and shout like a commoner, better you do it outside. Are you off your trolley? I'm not finished with my business yet. Look at you, Mr. Gentleman, trying to jump the queue. My. Don't strain yourself as you try to keep up your innocent facade. Run, pickpocket. What? Who are you? How do you know me? How do I know you? You mean to tell me that you do not have the decency to remember the faces of your prey? I stole from you? Shopkeeper. Yes? This wretched pickpocket just redeemed a pledge from you, correct? Well, yes. That belongs to me. I demand its immediate return. What? You're lying. I don't know what you're yapping about. Now, return that coat to me. Oh, and... I asked that you return that music box discs as well, of course. No. Absolutely not. After all, it's me dad's. So technically, it's also mine. Naruhodo. This seems to have become a rather dire situation. You're right. We should probably ask for more information. But why? Ina? Is this man telling the truth? He's lying, obviously. I'll eat me out. I haven't ever seen that man in my life. Tell me, was that pledge ticket that you gave me stolen? I just told you that I didn't nick it. I swear. It happened quite recently, while I was walking down the street. All of a sudden, this girl shoved me aside. Then I came to the realization that a filthy little pickpocket had stolen from me again. Again? As you can see, I dress quite sharply. This is not the first time I have been targeted by the wretched bunch that haunt the alleys. Now, how about you return my quality coat to me? Here. Now. Try and give this gentleman back his coat. Try to waste his time. I won't hesitate to call the police. Hold on for just the bloomin' cotton minute. Why do you think I'm the liar? That pawn of a gentleman is way more suspicious than I am. I have to say, that is a bit of a stretch. Proof? Yeah. Do you have any proof that I nicked it? I bet you bloody well don't. Proof? Why, of course I have proof. You what? Proof that the pledge that Gina withdrew belongs to this gentleman? Oh, in that case, all we have to do is look at the shop's ledger. The ledger should have the names of everyone in the deposited pledges. Oh, really? I'm afraid that won't quite work. What? Our shop operates in such a way that our customers are not required to give their names. But why? Well, you know, I'm sure everyone has their reasons for pledging their items. There are a surprising number of people who would rather remain anonymous. Okay, I understand that. But in that case, how can you discern who actually pledged an item? Simple, really. Sir, may I ask for the password for that pledge? Of course you may. Professor. Yes, that is indeed the password. This should suffice as proof, no? This man is the real owner of the pledge. So you use a password, huh? Hatch, could you tell us more about this password? As I mentioned earlier, when a customer pledges something, I do not ask for their name. After all, there are many circumstances in which they wish to keep a secret. Pretty sure Hatch just glanced at Mr. Holmes there. There's no way a great detective would have any dark secrets. And so, when someone makes a pledge, we decide on a password. In saying that, it's very much like the code to a safe. We confirm the date in the pledge, then we choose a password. I then give the customer a pledge ticket. If someone withdraws a pledge, they must supply both the ticket and the password. So if you got the correct password, you can withdraw it? Exactly. Of course, I also take the fee. And as you've just seen, I gave him the correct password. The date was 2 months ago, on the 15th of February. The pledge, a high-class coat. And finally, the password is Professor. Indeed, you've given me all the necessary information. No way. I believe you agree that there is no room for doubt. I just don't understand why Hatch gave the coat to Gina then. Excuse me? Who are you? Excuse my rudeness. What about yourself? You don't appear to be from Britain. At least, not by appearance. Right. We're exchange students from the Empire of Japan. I see. The Empire of Japan. I have certainly heard of it. That is the nation where people eat the very strong brown soup filled with spices, correct? I think you have the wrong country in mind. He moves like he's trying to look posh. Never mind what country it is. If you call yourself a gentleman, then it's only proper to offer your own name before demanding to know someone else's. Oh, my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a defense attorney studying British law. And I'm Susato Mikotoba. I am currently Naruhodo's legal assistant. I see. So that's it. I am, well, you can call me Egg Benedict. I want breakfast. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. By his graceful movements, that is the most suspicious name I've ever heard. Now, I believe we are done here. I would ask that you return my coat to me. Now. Urgh. All that poncy dancing is seriously starting to get me a little shirty. Now then. Thank you so much for your patronage, Mr. Egg Benedict. Your interest rates certainly are reasonable. This won't be the last time you see me. This is why I hate grown-ups. I'm a pickpocket, so of course I'm a liar, right? Now, sir, may I have the music box disc? Of course, Mr. Benedict. Here you are. Is that all? Excuse me? I'm fairly sure that I pledged more. What else could there be? Well, sir, I'm afraid that black coat was the only thing that was pledged in the first place. It just so happened the disc was in one of the pockets. You underhanded little thief. You hide yet more of my possessions. What are you on about? I don't have nothing of yours. Very well. I will leave it at that for now, then. Good day. Now, hold on a sec. That pledge, that's mine. What are you doing, you stupid girl? Look, you made me bleed. Ah, there's blood on the disc. The disc is covered in tiny metal protrusions. It must be sharp enough that he cut his finger on one. This is me praise. This is me dad's disc, alright? There's no bloody way I'm handing it off to you. Oh, you. Take it. What? Me? They take it away from me. Better if you keep hold of it for a while. Gina, why is she so fixated on this disc? Now, you dark Japanese boy. I would certainly appreciate it if you were to hand over that disc. No, don't! Every adult is a liar. Uh-oh. This isn't good. How on earth am I supposed to resolve this? Why? Why? There's still so many interesting things I want to look at. I haven't been able to get a good look around since all this commotion started. First things first, we need to try to sort out the situation. I'm sure there's something amongst this mess that can help us out. But... okay. Oh, you mean this guy? Mr. Holmes, you seem to be having an awful lot of fun playing with that machine. And now I got that bar of caramel. Finally. You finally found me, Master Naruhodo. When that pickpocket girl told me to leave her alone, I fled into the corner. And the outcast, Sherlock Holmes, was forced to watch while everyone else had fun. The fact that I could do nothing but watch made me all the more ashamed. To conceal my embarrassment, I pretended to have the time of my life with this dull machine. With my one true friend, this bar of caramel. You couldn't bear to see me like that, could you? I was so alone, so very alone and afraid, Master Naruhodo. Okay, stop. I can't ask you to help us out in this argument. We're in a real pickle right now. Oh, I did hear the gist of your conversation. Rather, I say that I stood silently and strained my ears to devour every single word. I didn't realize you were so lonely. Oh, Mr. Holmes, my heart breaks for you. It seems time has come. What? Mr. Holmes, you couldn't possibly mean you've completely worked out the situation? Miss Susato, Look at me, a genius of deduction. I often stop and ask myself, were I to pawn myself off, how much would I be worth? It looks like Mr. Holmes has something in mind, though I have no idea if he'll be able to break through this stalemate. The time to unleash Sherlock Holmes' great deductions? Stop. Stop. Well, hello there, Miss Gina. I see you're in quite the pickle. Boy, how late are you? What the hell you been doing all this time? Oh? When a lady's in trouble, you gotta help her out on the double. What a lovely lady. Pardon me, but you are... Mr. Egg Benedict. You truly are one of those gentlemen, just like a department store full of curious features. In any case, I am prepared to present two unshakable conclusions about you. What on earth are you talking about? First conclusion. You have another reason for coming to this shop, and you dare not tell us why. And the second conclusion. You are planning a great crime that involves a considerable deal of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, how many pounds would you say my reasoning is worth? What? He's gone totally pale. He's done it again. Sherlock Holmes knows it all. How dare you? What kind of a man are you? Yes, perfect. That's just the reaction I wanted from you, Egg Benedict. Now, everyone, shall we begin? Come, one and all, to Sherlock Holmes' theater of logic and reason. Let's begin with a simple question. Why did you show up here in the first place? Earlier, you proclaimed that you were after the pickpocket who stole your pledge ticket. That was a lie, wasn't it? You have some other reason. Indeed, the true reason you came here is right in there in your hand. The alluring scent that brought you to this shop came from this job posting. What you hold in your hand is undoubtedly a hiring flyer from this shop. Upon closer examination, you don't seem to be in dire need of cash. Thus, I'm led to believe that you had some special motive for coming here. I noticed that you just reflectively lifted your cane. I also noticed its major contradiction. On my cane? What balderdash? Contradiction, of course, concerns your cane's ferrule. It should have originally been a metal ferrule on this tip here. However, it is nowhere to be seen. Kane's wooden tip lies bare before the world. As such, there can only be one conclusion. It may appear to be a cane at first glance. The rod in your hand is actually no cane at all. Better not be a sword, swear to God. Ah, you seem quite shaken there. What's the matter? Your reaction will guide us toward the answer to our next question. That question: what is the true identity of that wooden stick? And your latest reaction all but confirms my theory. Though you try to shroud the truth in darkness, it is illuminated by your cane's grip. I'll have you know that this struck me as peculiar from the very first moment I laid my eyes on you. Feast your eyes on the shape of this cane's grip. Or perhaps I should call it a handle. Indeed, this cane is decidedly not a cane. Instead, it is clearly a shovel that had its head broken clean off. What? Here's the conclusion. Your true motive was to find employment at this shop for the sole purpose of digging up the floor. Uh, I mean, yeah. My word. What a dreadful crime you've concocted. That was only the goal. It's already ridiculous. That's not all, Mr. Benedict. We've only just begun. I'm afraid I must expose your grand crime here and now. Don't be absurd. You say I intended to dig up the shop's floor? The broken shovel of all things? And tell me, where exactly would I hope to find beneath this dilapidated shop? Ignoring the practically non-existent possibility of untold riches being hidden here. Exactly what would I stand to gain from doing such a thing? Nothing, I'd say. Sorry to break it to you, but there's indeed a reason to dig up the floor in this shop. You know it yourself, after all, don't you, Big Benedict? The clarity in which your line of sight declares the truth surprises even me. What? So, why would you sneak into the shop and dig up the floor? The reason for that is clearly revealed by the circular you just glanced at. Circulars like these notify the citizens of London of important announcements. Notice, drainage pipe construction in progress. And according to the map on this notice, the drainage pipes in question are connected to the bank across the street. Drainage pipes? If you dug through the floor, the pipes would lead you straight to the bank. Beneath the bank across from us is a large underground vault. What? Really? Thus, your aim was to use the underground tunnel to carry out a bank heist extravaganza. Extravaganza? And at last, we arrive at the heart of the matter. What sort of prize awaits you in the bank's underground vault? What? As it happens, a little birdie at Scotland Yard gave me an inkling of this prize's identity. Of course, you know the secret as well. Isn't that right? What are you going on about? I don't know anything. I believe we're about to touch upon some rather intriguing proof that says otherwise. What you were truly aiming for is scrawled right across here on this postcard. That postcard shows the World's Fair. As we near the grand opening, final preparations are in full swing. The government issued a supplementary grant to expedite the completion of the Crystal Tower. And that very grant is being protected within the bank's underground vault. Really? Thus, the extravagant, evil master plan can only be Eureka! You plan to steal the fair's supplementary grant from within that vault. By the way, this is a guarded secret, even among the police. Keep this between us. Okay. Oh, this can't be good. There you have it. The great deductions of Sherlock Holmes have been revealed. Here we go again. Excuse me, Mr. Holmes? Hey, what did you think of that one? The logic was so hot, you'd hardly believe this detective is single and lonely. Was that part about the bank vault across the street really true? Indeed. It's a secret among the British government that only the top of the top know. Inspector Gregson told me about it. He made me promise him to not tell anybody. Whoops. Except you just shouted out for the whole world to hear. Right. Hang on a second. Why would Mr. Benedict even know about such a top of the top level secret? Ah, obviously, that's because he is a villain. What? What if Mr. Benedict was actually a clueless villain? I really hate to rush to buy a new shovel right away after hearing a secret like that. No, far from that. Even someone like Hatch, who seems like a nice guy, may start digging up the floor at night. No, I'm no villain, I tell you. Well, now you all see the lesson in this, right? Information must be handled as if it were the greatest prize of all. Once someone leaks top secret information, no taking it back. I'll keep that in mind next time I come to you for advice, Mr. Holmes. As you should. Well, Naruhodo, is it time for the same old song and dance? Of course. Let's review those great deductions. Now, let us start over again. Come, one and all, to Sherlock Holmes' Theater of Logic and Reason. Okay, why did you show up? Other reason for coming to the shop. According to Mr. Holmes, Big Benedict's plan was to become an employee here and dig a tunnel under the shop. Yes, supposedly, his aim is the funds within the underground bank vault. I'm not sure how successful he would be if he tried to use a broken shovel. It means he was most likely aiming for something else, right? Why did he show up now, of all times? Damn, 3D. Oh? Something scribbled on the back of this flyer. What the heck? What does it say? It says, name, Gina Lestrade, height, 5 feet 2 inches, distinctive old green hat and waistcoat, wears an old blue bag and old white shirt. These are all of Gina's identifying features. What on earth? And there's even a sketch of her right next to it. I bet she'd give us a smoke grenade to the face if we showed this to her. There's something about the shop written here as well. Hatch's Pawnbrokers, Baker Street. Last day of redemption period, 15 April. 15th of April. That's today. Why did Mr. Benedict have this? Sketch of Gina. What's going to present? King, hat. We'll examine, I guess. What a bright white silk hat. British gentlemen never cease to amaze. I can't help but think of it clashes with his jet black coat. Maybe it's the newest London fad. Not that I have any proof of that. No, you try wearing a snow white silk hat. As we've already noted, it would clash with my jet black student uniform. Even the grip of his cane has a shiny finish. British gentlemen never cease to amaze. But I must say, I haven't really seen a grip like this before. Maybe it's the newest London fad. Not that I have any proof of that. Why don't you try parading down the streets with a cane in hand? A katana hanging from my hip would probably get in the way. I mean, the katana's cooler, probably substantially more illegal. The alluring scent that brought you to the shop came from the sketch of Gina. Just so, I noticed some strange scribbles and a sketch of a person on the back of this flyer. It looks like you've got some juicy information about the shop and a little pickpocket lass. Ah. Just a moment ago, you claimed... that you chased Gina to the shop after she stole your pledge ticket. But I'm pleased to see that your claim was nothing but lies. Instead, you came to the shop because of that memo. Today is the deadline. You were keeping a close eye on Hatch's pawnbrokers. Then, you lay in wait until Gina took the stage. You would stop at nothing to chase this poor girl. You resort to even to lies. Thus, I am led to believe that you had some special motive for coming here. I noticed that you just reflexively lifted your cane. I also noticed its major contradiction. My cane? What balderdash? Contradiction, of course, concerns your cane's ferrule. What's a ferrule again? Christian canes also often have a metal cover at the tip. Oh, so the metal part is what hits the pavement while you walk. But this cane doesn't seem to have one. Seems to me like it just broke off somewhere while he was walking. If that was the case, then he wouldn't have been so shocked when Mr. Holmes said so. Well, that means he really is hiding some sort of secret about this cane. Turn around. Initials? Excuse me? Oh, on the other side. Dusato, look at this. There are English letters here. Those must be initials. I hear that many Westerners engrave their initials on their possessions. I guess Sherlock Holmes would be SH. That's right. That means the letters carved here should be... Oh? This is RC. I'm getting a strange feeling about this. The contradiction, of course, concerns your cane's initials. That is exactly the issue. Isn't that right, Mr. Egg Benedict? The initials of Egg Benedict would naturally be EB. However, the initials on this cane are RC. I don't believe there could be a contradiction more obvious than that. Don't you agree? Oh, no. You see, this cane is... It's your own cane. You said as much earlier. What? I'm sure you just found it lying around, right? Too late for excuses. Which means you're strutting around like a gentleman, and you can't even bear to reveal your real name. Ah, you seem quite shaken there. What's the matter? The reaction will guide us toward the answer to our next question. That question: what is the true identity of that wooden stick? Your latest reaction all but confirms my theory. Though you try to shroud the truth in darkness, it is illuminated by your cane's rib. The pledge that Gina withdrew was this fancy coat. Now we have a man so mysterious we don't even know his name. He claims that the coat was his to begin with. He only came here based on a memo and a sketch of a girl. His claims must be lies. And if that's the case, the only thing left for us to do is prove conclusively this coat isn't his. That's what that tearing noise was. Look, seams on the shoulder of this coat have torn. Oh, you're right. Mr. Benedict reacted to that deduction. I thought I heard him let out a tiny little scream. But maybe that was actually the sound of the fabric tearing. On closer inspection, it does look pretty tight on him. The arms are full to bursting. The buttons look like they're ready to fall off. If he tried to run, the poor thing would probably fall to pieces. Ooh, that's a sight I like to see. What? How do you think we could get him to start running around? He's evil. He's thinking really hard about this one. Though you try to shroud the truth in darkness, it is illuminated by your coat's seams. Ugh. That coat clearly does not fit your form. Seam appears to have torn because you forced the coat on. You know, I found it rather suspicious from the outset. You lay in wait for a pickpocket girl, use a fake name, you aren't even the pledger. Your true objective, veiled within the sheets of lies, can only be... steal the pledge from this young lass. No! However, I do find one thing unfortunate. Your grand crime has turned into little more than a misdemeanor. That's not all, Mr. Benedict. We've only just begun. I'm afraid I must expose your grand crime here and now. Don't be absurd. You say I intended to steal some worthless pledge of all things. But I used the password. I redeemed the pledge using the right method. If I wasn't the one who pledged these items, then how would I know the password? That's right, I wouldn't. Sorry to break it to you, but there is indeed a way for you to have known the password. You know it yourself, after all, don't you, Egg Benedict? The clarity with which your line of sight declares the truth surprises even me. What? So, how could you come to know the password to achieve this pledge? The method you use is clearly revealed by the circular you just glanced at. He's attacking from an entirely different angle now. I don't think we'll be going back to that stuff about tunnels again. It's a shame. I kinda like that line of reasoning. Putting that aside, it's true that this mysterious man knew the password. Yes, sir. Right? Anyone who doesn't know the password wouldn't be able to redeem the pledge. Now, let's turn our thinking around. Provided one knew the password, anyone can redeem the items. Did this mysterious gentleman have any way of learning the password? What is this? Ammo? Dusato, look at this. It looks to be a memorandum written by Hatch. This says... Professor. I guess he just left the password up here for all the world to see. Very big, very easy to read letters. Having trouble not looking at it. Thanks. Got a peak lamp. Got a pistol. Let's examine the pistol. Fun. Hatch's gun is sitting here. Didn't he say they keeps exactly one bullet in it at all times? Pawnbrokers seem to be willing to fight tooth and nail for their shop. The shop is probably more the exception than the rule. Curious what this picture is, but I can't click on it. Alright, whatever. The method you used is clearly revealed by the memorandum that you just glanced at. When an item is redeemed at this shop, Old Hatch always does the same thing. The customer says the password, and Hatch writes it down as a memorandum. He then compares the password with his register to ensure its validity. I won't call that a reliable method for a shopkeeper of such an establishment. However, it's also a very reliable method to let everyone steal sensitive information. What do you mean? What he means is that you were at this shop well before you revealed yourself to us. You likely followed Gina into the shop when you saw her enter. As usual, Hatch wrote the password as a memorandum. After she said it, you stole a glance and learned that the password was Professor. Thus, you carried out this pawn shop pilfering extravaganza. Extravaganza? And at last, we arrive at the heart of the matter. Why would you go so far for these pleasures? What? I wouldn't think an ill-fitting coat and a tiny music box this would hold much value. There must be some secret behind your pursuit of these two items. What are you going on about? I don't know anything. I believe we're about to touch on some rather intriguing proof that says otherwise. What you were truly aiming for is scrawled right here on this. Withdrawn pledges were a coat and a disc that was found in the pocket. According to Hatch, hardly even worth a penny each. Despite their worthlessness, he was determined to steal these from Gina. Why would that be? Perhaps you have a piece of evidence that can show us the reason why. Evidence? Alright, I'll take a look in the court record. Oh, always on the back, dude. Every single time, you just views 3D with the power of the back. There's a small scrap of paper stuck here. It looks like it was written in a hurry. Is it someone's name? Tumagundo. Gundo? You mean... Yes, it must be. That's a name I'll remember for the rest of my life. Why is that man's name here, of all places? Oh. I see. I was like, how do I open the court record back up? What you are truly aiming for is scrawled right here on this music box disc. What's this? Tumagundo, it says. Magundo. I remember his trial 2 months ago. He died a mysterious death in the Crown Court. A London gentleman whose true nature was that of a vicious moneylender wrapped in sin. Were you his friend? Perhaps his henchman? Mr. Magundo was definitely a short man. That tiny coat would fit him perfectly. Though we may not know your real name, Mr. Egg Benedict, I believe we have arrived at the final truth. Your goal was to collect the items that Cosme Magundo left behind. Damn you! Cosme Magundo. Aye. Is it a surprise that his name would come up in this little pawn shop? Excuse me. There's something about all this. What is it, Miss Susato? According to Hatch, today is the last day before Mr. Magundo's coat is to be deemed unclaimed, correct? Yes, that's right. Today marks exactly 2 months since it was left here. Today is the 15th of April. 2 months ago would mean 15th of February. Yes, according to my account book, that was the day. I wrote that the coat was pledged at about 10:30 on that night. Ah, then... Right, 15th of February. That was the day of the omnibus murder case. Not only that, but 10:30 p.m. It's a perfect match with the time at which Mortar was killed. I don't suppose we can call this mere coincidence, friends. You are all free to enjoy your whimsical deductions, however. No. If I don't walk out with my coat and my music box this, someone else won't walk out at all. Is black really the color you want to be wearing when you're brought to a British morgue? What should I do here? Alright, who wants to die? Press 1 in chat if you want to die. I also need to test chat because I think I've been dropping a lot of frames, so my internet is probably spotty. I'm trying to see if the chat actually works. Here, I'll push 1. Alright. There are certain things that a man has to protect under any circumstance. This may be what I have to protect, but it may also not be. Hatch, if something were to happen to a customer in my shop, there would be nothing left for me but to take my own life as atonement. Hatch, that's enough. Inspector Gregson? Inspector? We received an emergency signal reporting an ongoing incident inside this pawn shop. We ran over as fast as we could. What's going on in here? Oh, thank God. You're finally here. A few short moments later, and my blood would be all over this poor shop. Well, better him than us. I guess. Seems appropriate for me to admit defeat here. Honestly, you called us over here for nothing? This isn't nothing at all. Hatch was about to get shot in the head. It looked more like he was the one threatening to shoot. We're currently pursuing a case that may very well blow the British Empire wide open. What? What kind of case? Tell me all about it, Inspector Gregson. Forget I said anything. It has nothing to do with you lot. Now, you're coming down to the yard. Very well. Yeah. He's getting away. Chase after him. Get the constables on this. Yes, sir. Oh, that was easy. Turns out you could just spin the wind and escape anywhere. Recently, there have been a string of robberies at pawn shops in this area. We set up emergency call buttons under each shop's desk. Press the button, we come. Ugh. I really was frightened. As for you, boy in black clothes. Sir. Scotland Yard will be taking Kazi Magundo's possessions. Hand it over. Oh, okay. Don't you hit it, Naruto. That's mine. Sorry, little girl. You have to take all of Magundo's belongings as evidence. Evidence? Why? You know the rules, Master Naruto. Once he says the E word, it's all his. Go on, Inspector. After Inspector Gregson took Magundo's disc, we were forced out of the shop. We continued. Oh, I want to keep going for at least another hour, so we'll continue. I have no idea what this will have to do with anything, I guess. I mean, obviously, we're back to talking about Cosne McGwindle. We must be can relate with them. Trying to figure out where we're going. I keep telling you, adults are nothing but a bunch of toffs. All they do is tell lies. They just half-inch whatever the hell they want and all. That's an interesting claim. Might explain that coat. Huh? Did you come to own it through honest means? Yeah. I put all me 8 into scrawling real hard at that inspector guy. And, after he rummaged through all the pockets, he was all, you can have it. See? All you have to do is glare. That attitude's gonna get you into trouble sooner than later. Hey, Road. I actually really wanted that pretty little disc. A music box disc? Didn't Hatch say that it was worthless? Huh. You know what? I think I'm gonna go back in there and shoot some daggers for a bit. Whoa, hold on there. I don't think you'll be getting back into Hatch's shop today. What? Why? Think about it for a second. You're going to investigate the shop and question Hatch about the incident. Seriously? I'm the one that withdrew those pledges in the first place. And didn't that stupid plonker say something about there being one more pledge? Huh. Yeah, he did say something like that. Ain't that mine too? Even if I don't know what it is? Wow, that's a stretch. Whatever the case, it seems your earnings for the day have run out. Yeah, it's all because of you, Holmes. Which is why I was thinking, why not come to our place tonight? Huh? We'll make up for it by treating you to Iris's dinner and my violin. No bloomin' way. What? Why would I want to go to your daft gaff? You're such a bloomin' nonce, Holmes. And there she goes. Ouch. Didn't quite expect that to end with her calling me an idiot. Can't say for sure, but I bet she'll come around. She's coming over for dinner tonight. Oh? She actually thought about it for a second. I do think there's a chance she might show up. Alright then. I'll have a word with Iris and see if she can make a plate for Gina. Oh, also, both of you should drop on by too. Why? I think I may have something rather interesting to show you. Nothing interesting? What could it be? If I tell you, it'll spoil the surprise. Now, if you'll excuse me. I want to see what the sign says. We're going. Mr. Holmes told us to swing by, so we will. But is it the right time yet? 3:46. Ooh, Ryu, Susie, hello. Hello, Iris. Thank you again for treating us to your delicious breakfast, Iris. You're welcome. Oh, is it that time already? Are you busy with something? I'm busy preparing a feast for tonight. Oh, wow. You're really putting your all into this. Of course I am. After all, tonight, we're going to have a very special guest. So. Who do you think it is? I'll bet you'll never guess. Huh? Iris is looking at us with such excitement. This kind of question is awfully difficult to answer when you already know, isn't it? Believe it or not, it's Gene Bean! How amazing is that? Wow, that's astounding. Iris looks so happy. I was thinking of getting her to teach me some pro pickpocket tricks. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be great fun. I'm not so sure about that, Naruhodo. And by the way, Iris, what's with Mr. Holmes? Don't worry about him. He's been like that ever since he came home. Hey, Mr. Holmes? Don't talk to me. Huh? I haven't the foggiest who you are, but I must strongly urge you go home. As you can see, I am currently not here. I don't know what to say. I'm really sorry about this. When he gets like that, nothing can get through to him. Oh. I see. Honestly, Holmes is such a baby sometimes. These two really do share a parent-child relationship. They are, though really, their roles seem to be reversed. Being a parent and child, though, where are Iris's parents? Why the long face for you? Is something bringing you down? Oh, no, I'm fine. Oh, I know. I bet you were thinking, why is this girl even living with Mr. Holmes, right? Huh? How did you know? It's so obvious for you. Wow. This tiny little girl is a major force to be reckoned with. I'm a little girl without a care in the world. Don't hold back. Ask me whatever you like. Alright. Time to ask about her parents. Later. Speaking of Gina, during the incident of 2 months ago with Mr. McGundle, didn't she... Yeah, she stole my smoke launcher prototype. I brought her here that day, and we had some food together. I think I can consider Jean being a friend now. Hi, is that what happened? Yep. Whenever we bump into each other in the city, Gina always runs away as fast as she can. I see. Then, I chase after her and corner her in one of those alleyways. I don't think I like the sound of this. And then I give her some new color varieties of the smoke bombs. What? I decided I should make all the pretty colors in the world into smoke bombs. So at the end of the day, you gave the smoke launcher to Gina. That's why she still has it. Yep, that's exactly right. Every time I shoot Holmesy, he reacts the exact same way. I was getting a little bored of it. Poor Mr. Holmes. But you know, it's been a while since I had that meal with Jean Bean. I'm excited to see her again. I really hope Gina comes. You're curious about why I live with Holmesy, aren't you? Well, a bit. I did sort of wonder where your parents were. See, my mommy and daddy aren't around anymore. I heard that mommy died after giving birth to me, and daddy left around the same time. Because of a certain case he was working on with Holmesy, he had to go far away. What? Hold on a second, Iris. He was working on a case with Mr. Holmes? What do you mean by that? My daddy was always pursuing strange cases with Holmesy. Seriously? Oh. And he left a record of those cases inside that metal trunk there. A record of the cases. And does that mean Mr. Holmes, he really had a partner that he investigated cases alongside? Mm-hmm. Doesn't it sound lovely? I wish I had a partner. And that partner was your father. Yep. Once he told me that I absolutely could not open that chest. The more he told me no, the more I wanted to open it. So I did. The records that your father had written were inside, right? Yep. I asked Holmesy, who was the one that wrote this? And he was so surprised. And then he told me, the one who wrote those records was my daddy. Iris's father was Mr. Holmes' partner? Wow. I've been living with Holmesy ever since I was really little. As you'd expect, it gave me a bit of a shock. You know, when I learned that Holmesy wasn't my real daddy, I'm not surprised. I wonder why Mr. Holmes decided to tell you. According to Holmesy, he couldn't hide it from me. What? Well, I've been living with Holmesy for ages now, right? I've been kind of grown up to be able to perceive all sorts of things in the world. Especially lies. It's kind of like I can tell when someone's about to lie before they can even speak. I see. I realized how interesting my daddy's records were the more I read them. So I decided to turn them into a story. That's the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I thought you got the details for the cases from Mr. Holmes himself. Oh, heavens no. Holmes is useless in that department. He immediately forgets every case he solves. Really? It was really bad the other day. He actually forgot that he solved the case. So he gathered those involved the very next day and just solved the case all over again. Everyone was really shocked. I can't even imagine their shock. Oh, what was your father's name? That would be Dr. John H. Watson. I knew it. Daddy had written that he was a medical doctor in his records. I studied hard to become a doctor, too. Iris's father went somewhere far away. He was the medical doctor, John H. Watson. Court is now in session for the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. First, what is the name of the victim in this murder? Answer promptly and clearly. The victim is Dr. John H. Watson. John H. Watson, lecturer of medicine at Imperial Yume University. Just before I departed Japan for London, lost his life. Susato. I know. Probably a good idea to end this conversation here. I have no objections to that. Well, if it isn't you two. Mr. Holmes. If you were here, you should have said something. Right. Ah, whatever. I forgive you. Are you two getting along well? Mr. Holmes, we were together earlier today. Oh, we were? By the way, Mr. Holmes, is your violin okay now? My violin? What in the world are you going on about? Huh? Well, it doesn't matter. Of more importance. Lady and gentlemen, how does this catch your interest? Oh, that's a Discman music box, isn't it? This just isn't any disc. It's the one that Gregson took earlier. Mr. Magundo's disc. What? Why do you have that? Say, Master Naruhodo, sometimes I think to myself, why do I live the impoverished life of a great detective? I would be far better suited to the life of a great thief. Oh god. Oh, now I'll just be your cute little assistant, the great pickpocket. And then, whenever we get caught, Ryu comes in as our great ace attorney. Sure. Susie's handwriting is super pretty, so she can write our calling cards. Our great secretary. With pleasure. I will do my best. I don't think now's the time to ask about this. About that disc. How on earth did you get it? I thought Inspector Gregson confiscated it. He did. But for times like these that I carry this. Is that a bar of caramel? As I recall, you eat these when you feel lonely. Master Naruhodo, think back to when you handed the disc over to the inspector. Scotland Yard will be taking Kazumi Gundo's possessions. Hand it over. Oh, okay. You know the rules, Master Naruhodo. Once he says the E word, it's all his. Go on, Inspector. For a mere moment, I held the disc in my own hands. Oh, I remember that. What about it? It was at that point that I used this marvelous caramel bar. I squeezed the disc into the caramel, just like this. Whoa. The protrusions on the disc have been reproduced on the caramel. This caramel is special, you see. It's actually one of my inventions. Deliciously soft, yet unlikely to melt. Truly a beautiful combination. So that's how it works? It's incredibly useful to have two of these around. Take a key, squeeze it between them, and you've got a mold. Break into people's houses all you want. What's more, it's a delicious pick-me-up. I'm starting to question the morality of this invention. I used that reproduction to make this. I was curious about what kind of music was embedded on it, you see. So about the disc, have you found out what music it holds? Unfortunately, I have no idea. Really? Tell me, Master Naruhodo. You know how a music box works? No, can't say I do. You really don't know, Ryu? Good. There's a little metallic piece called a comb. It can make the sound come from the music box. It makes the sound come from the music box. When small metallic pins let the teeth of the comb a certain way, you can make music. Originally, music boxes used cylinders to store the music on. Before long, a music box was invented that used discs rather than cylinders. Once the disc model was created, the music box spread far and wide. What made the disc model so popular? Discs are easier to produce and cheaper to buy. Most cylinder models can't change tunes either. Now, merchants all over Europe are selling music boxes. Even without performers around, you can listen to music anywhere. Technology is amazing. Thanks to all these different music boxes, we're actually in a bit of trouble. Why? The comb and mechanisms that let the music box play differ depending on the manufacturer. So, unfortunately, we have no idea what sort of music box we need to play this properly. Oh. Wow. That is pretty tough. At the very least, I've tried every box I can get my hands on. Nope. This one's a dud. This one too. There's only one way to solve this. I'm having every single type of European music box sent to this flat. Huh? Every single one? I told you, they agreed, Holmesy. You went way overboard. God, don't you want to know too? I'm at my wit's end here. Every single music box in Europe. I think we might be drowning in them soon. I suppose you have a point. Well, worst comes to worst. I may have to kick you two out of the attic. Please don't. Kazumi Gundo. I didn't expect to hear that name again. That horrible trial from 2 months ago. Shortly after he was declared innocent, Mr. Maguna met a bitter, mysterious end. We still don't know if his death was the work of the Grim Reaper's curse. The omnibus went up in flames. With it, so did the evidence. And alongside Mr. Magundo's death, all the crimes he was accused of were lost to the darkness. So the murder he was on trial for, according to the newspapers, consider it an unresolved case. The case of Mr. Mortar's stabbing. In the end, we still don't know what happened. Truth couldn't be any more mysterious. Sure, my client was declared innocent. Well, he wasn't. He was declared not guilty. There's a difference. But was that really the right verdict? It seems this mystery has only just begun. Well, time to start cooking. Bean might be here soon after all. Right. Counting on a good meal tonight, Iris. Oh, would you be willing to let me help you? Of course, Susie. Well, I'm going to go check up on my partner. As I recall, I tossed them over here a while ago. If today's taught you anything, it's that you shouldn't leave valuables at the pawnbrokers. I suppose you're right. Oh, that reminds me. I remember Hatch saying he was holding something for you. If I remember right, it was a manuscript that Iris had written. Oh, really? Yeah, he did say something about that. Mr. Holmes' mysterious new work is hiding within my storeroom. Oh yeah, that's right. Don't you think that's strange? Yes, such a fabulous piece of work shouldn't be gathering dust in a storeroom. Oh, I mean, how many times do I have to tell you guys? A pawnbroker's storeroom is even more secure than a shoddy old safe. But that's the same storeroom that turned your Stradivarius into a sad little viola. It's only natural that something like that should happen now and again. That said, it's entirely the fault of the person who pledged it in the first place. It was really difficult to write my version of Baskervilles, you know. Oh, I'm so excited to learn what kind of story the Hound of the Baskervilles is. Oh. What's going on? There's suddenly a really thick tension in the room. Susie. What did you just say? Huh? You just said the Hound of the Baskervilles. Susie, why do you know the full title? Well... Well, you see, Sue's was such a big fan of Mr. Holmes' stories, you know, so... Hound of the Baskervilles hasn't even been announced yet. What? When I showed my manuscript to Holmesy, he said to keep it private for now. Wait, really? And he said he would leave it in a safe place until the time came when I could release it. And that would be the storeroom in Hatch's shop? But Susie, why do you know the title? Hey, Holmesy, why does she know? Oh? What is it, Mr. Holmes? It appears we have a guest. Oh. Gina. If, If I'm interrupting you with something, I could just leave. Okay, so, Pip Pip. Hey, wait, Gina. Everyone's been waiting for you. Right, Iris? Yep. Hold on just a sec. I'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come on, Susie. Lovely. Gina, everyone is so happy that you're here. Come now, don't just stand there looking lost. Make yourself at home. I'll let you listen to my sweet violin solo until your ears bleed. There's such a thing as too much hospitality, you know? That night, Iris's cooking tasted even better than usual. Mr. Holmes let us listen to his solo until our ears bled. Gina gave us lessons on pickpocketing, and then we tried stealing things from each other. As short a time as it really was great fun. Pickpocketing things. Oh, that was great fun, wasn't it? Yes, Iris's quill tasted like it was blessed by God himself. I feel like I can still hear Mr. Holmes' violin screeching in my head. I can feel like I can even steal the judge's glasses off his face at this point. Naruhodo, may I speak to you about something? Of course. What's the matter? It's about that telegram. Oh. The one Susato received this morning? That telegram was a summons. What? Summons? To where? To the office of Lord Chief Justice Vortex. Why Lord Vortex? When? Tomorrow morning. What? Then I'd better start preparing too. Oh, no. You don't need to worry about Naruhodo. I was the only one summoned. What? What does he want from you? I wish I knew. Until I go there, I won't know. Understand. Why am I so worried? My heart's beating like a drum. Who's that? Good evening! Oh, Iris. Coming in. Oh my, Gina's here too. Yep, Jean Bean's sleeping over in my room tonight. Right, Jean Bean? Yeah. I'll go and brew some tea. I have to say though, I certainly learned a lot tonight. Such as? Jean Bean's tricks. Come on, you didn't already forget those sneaky skills. Oh, you mean those pickpocketing tricks. Hard to forget after all those one-on-one battles. I think I may have grasped the secrets of a pro. I think you're a little too confident, Iris. So, why are you here? It's awfully late. Oh, yeah. I came to return this. What? Isn't that mine? It is. Why on earth did you... You've got to learn to keep up. I think I may have grasped the secrets of a pro, right? Of course. How silly of me. This girl is a genius, after all. So, here you go. You can have it back for now. Not that I really understand why you wear it in the first place. Oh, thank you. No problem. Well, good night. Yeah, sweet dreams. Hmm. This is your office, huh? So, Jinmin, what do you think? Would I hire someone who lives in a gap like this? Not likely. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm no therapist, but Iris obviously still has something she wants to talk about. I suppose it's about that manuscript, right? For more frames. Yeah, most likely. Iris, is this possibly about the manuscript? I guess you can't talk about it, huh, Susie? Please forgive me. I may be able to tell you someday. Okay. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that, Susie. Oh no, not at all. Oi, I don't really get it, but like, this manuscript thing, it's a story that Iris made up, ain't it? I didn't come up with it myself. It's more like my daddy passed it on to me. Your daddy? Yep. I still haven't told you, have I? My daddy was Holmesy's partner. You're having a laugh, ain't ya? The two of them solved all sorts of strange cases together. Really? She ain't telling fish, Naruto. Seems like it. We were surprised too, though. Daddy didn't leave a single case out in his records. I'm writing my stories while looking at what he left. So where's your old man now? He's in a faraway country for his work. I've been told he can't come home for a while. I can't see him for now. Oh, huh. Now that I think about it, I know absolutely nothing about Gina's parents. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Was that another one of the stories your father left behind? Yeah, it sounded like a really interesting case. But it seems this one was a little different from the others. How so? I'm not sure why, but that case seems special. I wrote it out and showed it to Holmesy, but the second I did, he went completely pale. I'd never seen him like that before. Iris, I know you worked so hard to write this. I'm sorry, but you absolutely cannot publish this. Not right now. What? But why? This is some of my best writing, too. I can't tell you. Not yet. Just, please, I beg of you. Don't ask for now. Okay, I won't ask. But I swear, one day, Iris, I'll tell you everything. And that's when he pledged the manuscript to Hatch's shop, right? Yeah. Holmesy said he did it because it was an absolutely safe place. What's that all about? He treated you like a bloomin' kid. Why can't he stop being such a stuck-up? And just bloody tell you. Mr. Holmes isn't that kind of person. What? If he said he couldn't say, he must have had a good reason for it. I agree. Oh, for Pete's sake. You sure are a wide-eyed, happy bunch, aren't you? Ain't you? You know what? I know what's up. I know that Bloomington Holmes is telling Iris a load of porkies. What? Holmesy is lying to me? Hey, Gina, where are your parents? I ain't got none, stupid. They were Adam from the beginning. Really? There's loads of kids like me all around the alleys of East End, you know. We were just abandoned, left alone in the world. So, you know, we all banded together, and now everyone lives with each other. The older ones look after the youngest, who protect them. That's just how it goes. Is that why you steal from people? I love being a pickpocket, you know. Stealing the wallets of all those gormless adults is just so satisfying. With that money, everyone at home gets to eat. It's just one good thing after another. You know. To be frank, I do sometimes wonder, would I really be happy after all if me folks were still around? Listen to Iris' story. I know now. Having parents is an handful in its own way. Oh. If you know that you ain't ever had parents from the beginning, you never think about meeting them. Maybe that's true. You know, I really want to see my daddy. Iris. Gina, what do you mean Mr. Holmes is lying? That manuscript thing, he's saying that he left it at the pawnbroker's. It's obvious that he's just slapping you with one big fat lie. What? Why do you think so? I mean, say the manuscript really is in at your storeroom. Why would someone from a country all the way across the sea know about it? Yeah. I mean you. Ah. See that Holmes of yours? He took that dodgy manuscript and flogged it off. He's trying to keep that all on the hush from ya, Iris. But I don't think Holmesy would do something like that. Yeah. Adults can tell the most awful lies with the straightest face, and it doesn't hurt them a bit. You just don't know about how the world works yet. There's no manuscript at that shop. Go in and look. You'll know straight away. I don't trust that Din Holmes. I'll never trust any adult. Tell you the truth, there was a time when I doubted Holmesy just a little. What? Oh, but I didn't think he sold up my manuscript or anything. I thought that maybe he hidden it somewhere that I couldn't find it. It was terrible of me to think that. Iris. Oh, is it that time already? Let's head back downstairs, Gene Bean. Okay. Oh, before I go, please don't tell Holmesy what we talked about here. Yeah, I know. Good night, you two. You let me take care of breakfast tomorrow morning. Oh, of course. Can't wait. Well, sweet dreams. Iris. You may seem mature sometimes, but at the end of the day, you're still just a child. Shall we call it a night too? Dr. John H. Watson. What's her father's name? It's also the name of the professor from Yume University who was poisoned back in Japan. Really, there must be some kind of connection. Naruto. Is that Mr. Holmes? What's happening? Why are you here this late? Gina's gone. Gina... What? She should have been sleeping together with Iris, but she's not there. Well, she is quite the free spirit. Are you sure she didn't just go home? Before they went to sleep, I overheard them talking. Gina seemed quite excited to try Miss Susato's breakfast. I don't think she simply went home. Waiting over an hour for her return. Oh. Master Naruto, could you look out the window for me? At the window? The lights. Would they be on this late? That's Hatch's shop. Hatch's... Oh. Well, I mean, the manuscript really is in Hatch's storeroom. Why would someone from a country all the way across the sea know about it? Yeah, I mean you. See, that Holmes of yours? He took that dodgy manuscript and flogged it off. And he's trying to keep that all on the hush from you, Iris. She didn't seriously go there, did she? You seem as though you know something that I don't, Master Naruto. What? No, I just... At any rate, I'm going to head over there. Yes, let's go right away. Susato. I don't like where this is going. The door to Hatch's shop is open. The lamps are still lit as well. I wonder if it's Gina. Let's hope that it's only Gina. What? We should head in for now. There's no mistaking that something has happened inside. There's nobody here. Wait. There is. Oh. Ah! Mr. Holmes! Help! He's been shot! What? Mr. Holmes was shot? Forget about me, Master Naruto. But... chase after them! Don't let them get away! Okay. Damn. Too late. I've lost them. What's the situation? We came right to the scene after we received an emergency signal from this pawn shop. Oh, please come with me. Sherlock Holmes was shot in that pawn shop. What did you just say? I led the police officer back into Hatch's shop.